What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're having a fantastic morning, day, night, whatever time it is down by you. I am having a good morning so far. It is a Saturday morning right after Christmas. I am broke from the holidays and from buying this new car, this new project per se. And, you know, it's freaking cold. It's been raining for like a week straight here in Arizona for whatever reason. Normally we're dry and barren, and this week it's been overly abundant with wetness and water and freezing. So it is like 50 degrees, feels like it's freaking way colder. And I don't know, the desert cold is way worse, or a way different type of cold than like a Midwestern cold. Like that's just bone chilling and whatnot, don't get me wrong, but it's cold out here. So hopefully you guys dig these new Hasport hoodies. They're for sale on the Hasport website, I believe. I think they're like 30 bucks or whatever, 29 bucks. But yeah, I did pick up another project for the channel, kind of a impulse buy, kind of, I've wanted one of these things for a while now. And hopefully you guys enjoy it, and hopefully this expands my horizons, or broadens my horizons. Hopefully it picks up more viewers on the channel, because, you know, I'm always trying to get the growth in, and one thing I've learned is you can't stay in one little bubble. And as much as I love Hondas, and this car will eventually have a Honda engine in it, gotta expand. Like, you're not gonna grow if you're staying in one little comfort zone. And that goes for many things, and this is one step hopefully into a bigger part of my life this coming 2020, but we will see in due time how life plays out. But yeah, I figured let's impulse buy something that's not a Honda, and hopefully you guys enjoy this little cinematics. Car is a little rough on the edges, but nothing some paint and body work can't take care of. And then yeah, I'll get into that after the cinematic, so enjoy. So the infamous Chris Whips himself just showed up a little bit ago.
How we doing, guys?
And yeah, so a lot of you guys are probably going to be wondering why I chose Miata. And according to a lot of people, Miata is apparently the answer to everything. But I don't know, I've wanted one for a while, since the OG Hager Garage days. A buddy of mine had one in high school that was like a 10-year anniversary or M edition or something like that. It was just a super cool car. I've always thought they were pretty fun. They're definitely cheap, that's for darn sure. Not cheap to get, because these things are, for whatever reason, drift tax, whatever it is, these things are not very cheap. I got this one for a good price. I paid 1,100 bucks for this thing. But here's the kicker, it's got 91,000 original miles. Let me show you this odometer. Look at that. So it's clearly a little rough on the edges. It needs some paint, it needs some body work. Lord knows what was going on with this thing before. I'm kind of afraid to dig into here, but you know, it's not going to get done if somebody doesn't do it, and I'm going to do it. So this dent is the main concern as of right now. I don't see any rust around the car. I just got up on the jack stands, took the wheels off. I don't see anything in the wheel wells, any of the spots that it's prone to rusting, like here in the quarter panels right here, nothing up here. Just a little bit of surface rust. It looks like a little bit of Bondo right here that was poorly laid, so I'll have to grind that down to bare metal and try and rework that a little bit. But overall, this car is in pretty darn good shape. It runs mint. It's got everything that's there for the AC. I don't know if it works yet. It's 40 degrees outside, so I can't tell. Power steering works. The motor runs super mint. The tranny shift's good. It's got cruise control. It's all here. So it is just a lowly little 1.6 though, so nothing crazy, not no K killer. but it does need a little bit of maintenance. I will be swapping the radiator out for a dual core aluminum. This hose, like pretty much all the hoses need to be replaced. This one's definitely like stiff and cracked looking. This one stiff. Brake booster lines super rock solid, so it needs some vacuum lines, it needs some coolant lines replaced, but there's no leaks as of yet. But I mean, I'm not really in no hurry to drive this thing. I did get it registered today, so it is like road legal now, but you know, I don't have to worry about trying to get it done so much as I do like the Del Sol, because it's the daily, or for whatever reason I feel rushed anytime I do anything on the Integra. And obviously I just like getting work done, so I'm going to probably end up rushing through a lot of this as well, but I'm going to make sure it gets done as correctly as I can do it. But first up on the list, because it is the cheapest at the time, is paint and body. So I don't know why the body is in this condition for being 91,000 original miles. Carfax verified and everything. I had the original title from the original owner, but yeah, obviously spray painted fenders, some primer spots here and there, this ding, which looks like something fell into it going by that scratch. So I'm gonna try and do my best to work this out as much as I can, fill what I need to. I'm gonna shave the antenna hole, which hopefully I can, oh yeah, I can get to that right there. But yeah, so right now I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing a deep clean, because like you just saw in some of those shots, this thing's disgusting. But overall, the interior is in good shape. It's just really dirty right now, but this seat obviously torn here, and the steering wheel looks like it's got AIDS. But I'll get that swapped out. Not really worried about it. Horn doesn't work. That's a bummer. But yeah, that'll all get cleaned. I got the steam cleaner over there, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing all juiced up and freshened up, get the seats taken out so I can vacuum it out. There is some moisture on the carpet because it was raining the last week. Like I said, this thing has been down. I just bought this car the other night. And so yeah, we got the zipper up. This is getting trashed, so my girlfriend's actually gonna go, we have some thick plastic on the ground over there. She's gonna try and trace this out and like stitch it in for me until I can get this replaced. Not a huge concern as long as it doesn't leak once she's got that in. But overall, really can't complain for an $1,100 91,000 mile Miata. So this does not mean by any term of the word or whatever that I am leaving like the Honda scene or whatever. Obviously that's all I've known since I started working on cars. If you guys are old watchers of the channel, you know that a couple years ago, way back when I first moved out back here to Arizona, I had an 88 RX-7. Obviously those are rotary engines, Mazda. I wanted an RX-7 and I didn't know anything about it, so I swapped the motor, couldn't get it running right. Was very naive at the time, didn't really understand them, didn't have the money for RX-7s because those parts are so expensive. So I sold it and then have been with Hondas ever since. Now this one, I wanted to branch out. I had another project in mind for this year for being 2020, but that'll be put on hold maybe a little bit later this year if money goes good or whatever. But as for right now, this is the primary project for the year. The majority of the plans are going to be suspension upgrades, interior, paint and body, and wheels and tires, and then later on I'll boost the motor maybe later this year, and then after this 1.6 blows up, then we'll start saving up for a case swap in the Miata. So it'll be pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited for it, but yeah, I need to get these seats ripped out, get this thing cleaned out, otherwise I'm gonna have like an anxiety attack because this thing's disgusting. Look at some of the tasties that we got in here. Whatever this is, some straws, a pen. Yum. Gross. Why does this guy have so many pens?
Doing math problems, man.
Apparently.
He was a mad scientist.
Goodness gracious. This is nasty. I wonder how long it's been since this car has been vacuumed.
Yeah, that's it.
So the inside cleaned up pretty good. Still got to do the steam cleaning on all the plastics and try and work with that, but as for the carpet, and the rugs came out pretty good. So while I was out here cleaning the car, a subscriber going by the name of Robert, he came by and dropped off a pipe for me. He's been talking to me on Instagram for a couple weeks now. So essentially he's just getting this flange welded onto there for his pipe and a water meth injection, I think is what he called it. So I just drilled the holes, cut the other flange off that was on this pipe. I'm gonna go ahead and weld it up for him really quick. I just kinda wanna show you guys a little bit of a snippet of that. Wow, I am winded. I just ran across the yard. Oh, out of shape. But yeah, so let's get this welded up really quick, and then he will be back here, I don't know, probably an hour or so whenever I text him, and come pick this up. And in the meantime, I'll weld this and go finish working on the Miata. So got them both tacked up now. Went pretty smoothly, which means I'm learning, which means I'm making progress, so I'm stoked. I'm gonna go ahead and run a bead around here and hopefully not burn through. Got the flange welded on. I'm letting my torch cool off, as you can hear my welder. I don't know. It's not a water-cooled system, so it's air-cooled, so my torch, my cup gets really hot after a few minutes of doing AC tigging, so I'm going to let that cool for a second. I'll go ahead and get this other little bung put on and call the guy and tell him it's ready to pick up. So, getting better, that is for darn sure. That's really hot still, I'm going to let that cool. But yeah, both flanges, or the water meth thing is welded on, and flange is welded on. So, back to the Miata.
That hood,
so
man.
Ammon the salmon showed up. Salmon Ammon.
Salmon Ammon.
And I just finished cleaning up the interior now. Looks mucho better. You see how it's all shiny now? I just treated it with some Maguire stuff. So it's going to take a few treatments to really bring the shine out. This has been poorly spray painted. You can tell now that it's shiny. But yeah, the rest of it looks pretty darn good. Door panels came out pretty minty. Gonna kind of touch up right here, but yeah, not too shabby. So Ammon started sanding a little bit. I'm about to hook up my sander and start probably on the front bumper. Trying to figure out what's going on with all this stuff here. And progress is being made on the turd bucket Miata already. And young Wavi.
I've arrived with my breakfast burrito.
Didn't bring enough for the class, eh?
Too broke.
Too broke. That's why you're eating Philly bees?
Yeah.
That's like an $8 burro.
Yo, you know what? It used to not be that expensive.
It's like $5, man.
Yeah.
It used to be like $6.
Yeah.
But yeah, she said $8.11. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, I was right.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of my buddies that used to have a Miata found I got a Miata yesterday, so he told me to swing by his house and he gave me this big old Monzo muffler. So I don't have the rest of the exhaust, so I'm gonna have to cut this up and make it work. But first mod, big old fart can. We don't need this one no more. Just don't make no noise. So that's what we do with that.
Like 90 horsepower is needs
Yeah,
noise,
now
right?
we're at 93 horsepower.
93.
93.
90.5.
And 90.5 pounds of torque now.
Nice.
So, gotta figure out how to get this on. So it's starting to rain now, but I got the muffler on there. And kind of a hack job, not gonna lie, how I had to do it back there. This whole exhaust will be replaced once I buy a header, so I'm not worried. I'm just gonna have to cut. I had to extend the pipe so I can get under here. Had to make this little section, bend it or open it so it slides over the stock pipe, and obviously there's a big gap in here, so I'm gonna just have to fill that. I might get in here with the grinder and notch this, that way I can bend it all in easier, but it's fine if I have to cut more of this, because I'm gonna fix it up and make it sit a little bit differently when I do the whole exhaust. So but yeah, I can't really do this when it's raining, so either wait for the rain to stop and see if I can't finish this up today, or come back out here tomorrow morning when it's supposed to be sunny. But I'm gonna fire it up quick, see if it sounds any different. I hear it, and I hear the exhaust leak. That's what I'm talking about. Caught the brake in the rain, so I got this all finished being welded up. Thanks to Ammon, he had to like lay on it because this is one solid exhaust all the way to the header. So it's gonna get changed out for 100% certain. Bigger piping too, because it's like 2-inch, if that. But yeah, it's in there. Sounds pretty good. Do a little rev for you. Tell it's definitely cold out here today, but progress is made. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I got a migraine, so, and it's freezing. It is
For
freezing.
Arizona, it's like 50 degrees and we're freezing.
If that, it's like 40 below. So guys, I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoy the new car, because I know I sure as heck do. And the interior, ooh, it's fresh in here now. So yeah, you know, big plans coming for this thing. First off, again, paint and body. And you know, one step at a time. Don't want to ruin it all unless I did earlier in the video, in which case, and go back and find out what we're doing to it. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Hit thrust that like button. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. And do what you love. Be good about the rest. And see you in the next one. Peace.